morning internet, and I'm out of focus, there we go. Yes, it's been about 2 weeks or so now since I've managed to get some gaming done. I've got my gaming set up now. I've got all 4 of them plugged in at last down at the bottom. And it's taken me, oh look, there's my feet. It's taken me some time to get around to actually playing some games now, simply because the weather has been gorgeous. I don't know what's going on. Britain's not normally, look at that, look at that. Yeah, it's quite hot in here as well. But yeah, we've got heat. So I spent a lot of the time trying to sort the garden out. There's one of the cats trying to get in. You're not coming in, I'm filming. So yes, we've got a pretty nice bit of land out there, and it's gone wild. Well, there's not much there now because I've dug it all up. But we had wisterias climbing up, breaking into the roof, and oh god, it's a right mess. So I've been fighting that back. And on top of it, I've been trying to make this room cooler. What I've done so far is, you might not be able to quite tell with this camera. In fact, you can see there's different toned roofing, and the reason for that is that's the normal roof, and I've put these special solar reflective things in it, so you have to put them in one at a time. My god, is it time consuming, but I haven't done them bits there because there was a hole which I've patched and there's condensation in it, so I've taken the breathing tape off, let the condensation get out, and during that process I decided to take these 2 breathing tapes off, prepared for today. But because I've done that, condensation's now got in everywhere, so I've now got to wait for the sun to try and get it away so I can put some more rods in. And I've also got some very cool lights. Now, I didn't know these existed, but there is things like LEDs on strips. There they are. And they're very, very cool. It's just a cut-off strip of LEDs, so they come on like that, and you can make them as long as you want, and then there's the tiny little markings, and you actually can cut. There's markings on the circuit board, and you cut them to the length that you want. So I've managed to put it all the way around the conservatory, and it looks pretty sweet at night time. During the day you're going to see nothing. Let me just try and turn it on. Yeah, you can't quite tell. If we pop you up here, you might be able to see. Here it is. LEDs running all the way around, and then every part where I've done a little cut, you might not be able to quite tell, but I put like a little cable here to just join them together. And at night time, it's pretty badass. It actually keeps the whole thing lit up to the point you can actually read, which I thought was pretty good for a little LED strip. So let me turn them off or I'll forget. So yes, because of that, it means that I've not actually had any time to do any gaming, so I've not really looked at gaming news, so I can't really talk about gaming because it's going to be stupid. I'm just going to be chucking my 2 cents in and absolute bollocks because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I did get around to playing Destiny, and I have to say I'm surprised, because this generation, I've been worried that I might overhype a lot of games, so me and my friend have made sure we've stopped doing that, and we tend to shy away from a bit of information now. We don't want to spoil it, and the worst thing is now, which is kind of killing me with gaming, is there is no surprises anymore. Like when it came down to E3, a lot of the information kind of got leaked out prior to it, especially about the Halo collection, and it's upsetting really, because I like to see a conference and then go ta-da, and you go oh, but that's a good shock factor. But when you're sat on the internet and there's just a little comment on the forums, you don't get that great excitement, and then you think it's bullshit, and then eventually it comes out saying yes, it's been leaked and it's quite true. So it's a really crap way of getting information out, and I know some people tend to do it that way. I think Battlefield with the Battle hardline, I think that kind of got leaked out on purpose. I know they went in through the website, but who's to say the web designers didn't design it in that way and then told somebody, go look here, so it's a weird way of leaking it out. I don't know, could be wrong on that, but I know some people definitely are doing it that way. So anyway, because of that, I've kind of shied away from the news now. I don't want to get too many leaks, I don't want to learn lots of things, and I don't want to overhype things. So when it came down to Destiny, I kind of went in with it in my head going, this is one of the most expensive games ever made, and it's probably going to get overhyped. So I went in with that, and I have to say I'm really surprised. Now straight away when I first started playing it, I was like, this is okay, but more and more I played it, I was like, actually I can see this game taking hold of me. So I've only done about 9 hours or so on the beta, and the reason that I'm not going to play any more than that is because when Titanfall came out, I did 24 hours on the beta, and then when the game did come out, as much as I enjoyed it, there was no new game for me. Fair enough that you get the extra maps and some extra weapons, but I already had played the bulk of the game, so it kind of ruined Titanfall that little bit for me. So with Destiny, I've had my taste. It's enough to make me say, yes, I want to purchase this game, and I'm not going to play it anymore. Apart from tonight at 9 o'clock, Bungie want everyone to jump on, because there's going to be a big stress test and everyone gets a reward for doing it, so I shall be playing again. But the thing that I like about it so much is it is just like a mishmash of all the good games. So yeah, I've got a bit of Borderlands there, and it's got a very Halo feel, especially when you look at the character models, the way they hold the guns. And for me, it's got this like tick in the box for Phantasy Star Online. I don't know how many people have actually played it, but I've always wanted a game like PSO again. I've been waiting for it for years, and the thing that I used to love about PSO is before we went on the games, we had the big hub world in Pioneer, and you used to go in, chat to people, find a bunch of people and go off and like raids as such. And I know there's plenty of games that do it, but I am a big console user, and there's not many console games that actually tick those boxes. So when we first got in there and did obviously the initial demo, and then you get chucked into the tower, I think it's called, and you could have a run around there, I was like, brilliant, this is absolutely amazing, especially because Joe's playing it and my friend James was playing it, and we ran around and we had a dance with people and we had to sit down, and it's very, very weird, but I thought, yes, this is the kind of game that I've always wanted to play. And then when it comes down to the combat, I really, really enjoyed it. I especially enjoy Borderlands cow combat. I love it when you shoot an enemy, and if you hit them, XP, well not XP, but hit damage kind of comes off them. I love that kind of stuff. So that's ticked all the boxes. The weapons seem to be pretty decent. I like how there's a few classes. I'd probably like to see more classes, but then again, this is one of the games that can expand. The only thing that's slightly worrying me at the moment is, again, this is the rumours off the internet, is that it's got a cap at only level 20, which is upsetting because I'm already hit the cap of level 8, because on the beta it's locked at 8, and I hit that quite quick. So I'm worried if it's only 20, I'm going to hit the 20, and yes, you can have multiple characters and you can share your loot between the characters, which is awesome, but I don't know how long it will keep me driving the game, because as soon as I hit that cap, fair enough, you might be able to get a bit better weapons, so there's always going to be something to work towards. But at the end of the day, it's grinding, it's leveling up that always pushes my buttons. So to cap it at 20 would be upsetting. Now, I've looked on the internet and everyone's saying there's no official comments, and these rumours have come up pretty much that people have found weapons, and obviously say you're level 6, some weapons are level 8, so you can't quite use them yet, and everyone's only found up to level 20 weapons, which kind of implies there's nothing higher than a 20, but it also could imply that that's all they've put in the beta and there's plenty more to give out later. So it's just rumours and speculation at the moment. I really do hope it's not at a level 20 cap. But aside from that, I really did enjoy how there is, it took me a few moments to get my head around these like story-based maps, and then discovery maps, I think it was called, where they're kind of just a free-for-all, everyone can go off and do mini missions, but you're bumping into random people, and then there's actually going to be like live events or whatever they want to call them, where a big kind of crab thing gets dropped into the sky and everybody can go and batter it and then go off and do the things. And I loved Defiance for that. I loved how you could go around and do your stuff, and every so often an Arc 4 would come and everyone used to run in, and I think Defiance was a really, really good game for that. So for them to kind of have that as well, it's like they've taken every good bit out of a game, which I can't complain about because it looks to be really good. And at the same time, the graphics and everything, which I always say games aren't about graphics, but if it's a good game and good graphics, that's always a win. And this is, the graphics are really stunning when it comes into, you're going into the dark, you've got the lights and everything shining on you, and it's just really, really awesome. But the only thing which kind of annoys me, and I don't know if it affects you guys as well, and I'm terrible with names now, so I'm going to butcher this segment, but they've used the imp from Game of Thrones, so the small chap, they've used him for the ghost voice. And for me, I don't know why, it really annoys me on games when they use real actors, because it instantly disconnects me from the game. If I'm playing a game and I don't know who the voice is, I kind of just go, that voice is that character's voice, and it makes it more believable. But when you put a famous person in a game, it's jarring. It's like you play the game and then they start talking, and then you kind of just ignore what they're saying because you're going, who's that? What's he from? That's thing, and then you've instantly ignored some of it, and it don't work for me. So they've put him in, and yeah, it's kind of cool that they've done it, but you've spent a lot of money on this game. You've probably spent even more on just hiring him when you could have just got any random dude. And I was about to say, a lot of games do it and it really annoys me, and that's why I like things like Witcher that have random people who you don't know. And I found out, his name's Charles something, I can't quite remember, but he's the guy at Game of Thrones. I would say something, but there's a spoiler in there, which is annoying really, because I like the idea of just random people talking and I don't know who they are, and to pay for these actors, one, it's more expensive, and two, I actually hate it. It costs them less to please me more, which I don't know if it makes any sense, but I don't know how you guys feel. So do you actually enjoy it when it's a famous voice actor, or do you prefer it when it's just some random dude who you don't know, so it's actually more realistic, this person that you've never heard of before? But yeah, all in all then, I think it's a really good game, but it's one of them ones you're probably going to have to buy the full game to actually see how well balanced it actually is, but I'm definitely picking it up now. It's sold itself to me. So I don't know how well that's going to chop, because I was halfway through talking about the next thing I wanted to chat about, and the battery died, and then time I got back downstairs again, that room became way too hot. So I'm going to sit down on the floor, nice little personal chat. So yeah, I know this is something that's been out there for a bit, but as I've spoke about in the past, I've not really been filming that much, and it's a conversation that I did actually want to have and see what everyone's 2 cents is, and it is PlayStation Now. Now, I personally, I've said this a few times, I can't quite get the idea of why we need it just yet, especially because the new generation is only just being born. It's very new. So for us to go, right, here's the new PlayStation 4, and quite quickly go and they can play PlayStation 3 games, I don't quite understand it, because we have been playing PlayStation 3 games and you've just given us the new tech, which allows us to play the old stuff, which don't make any sense. I would much prefer them to go, here's your PlayStation 4, give us support for loads and loads of games for about 2-3 years, and then say, and by the way, you can go back and play some of your classics now, which would make sense, because by then you would have got to miss them, and you'd be like, oh, you know what, I want to go back and play X, Y, Z. So bringing it this quick, I don't fully understand the reason behind it, and like I said, it's not because it's Sony that's doing it and I'm more of a Microsoft fan. I said I couldn't name one game. If Microsoft introduced it and they says here's your 360 catalogue, I couldn't name one game that I need to go back and play so badly. In 3 years from now I might go, oh, I'd like to go back and play Catherine or something quirky like that, yes. But having it now, no. But anyway, that's personal preference. Obviously some people do want to play the collection right now. But the thing I do want to talk about is the price tag. Now this is official and unofficial, because obviously people are on the beta and they've seen the prices and it's being rolled out in places and some people have seen them, but prices can change, so I'm not going to say these are complete concrete prices, and again these are in dollars, but what we're looking at is for 4 hours, because this is obviously only a rental service, you can't purchase anything through it at the moment. You're looking for 4 hours is $4.99, 7 days $7.99, 30 days $14.99, and 90 days $29.99. Now the weird thing straight away is you've got 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. The smallest one is 4 hours. Now why they didn't just do that as 1 day, well, I do know why they didn't do it, and my opinion is 4 hours isn't long enough to do anything, because you have got quite smallish games, let's say something like Wolfenstein or something like that. I've not played it personally, so I don't know its length, but when you play games like that, they tend to be quite short, and obviously you've got side quests and stuff, but we've played games like that, say Thief for instance, they tend to be quite short games, but they do tend to take about 5-6 hours to complete. 4 hours is not enough. So I think it's designed in a way that if you play a game, either you're going to have to really rush it, cut out all your side quests and probably not enjoy it, so they're going to hope that you go that bit higher, or you're going to be stupid enough to go, I can get that done in 4 hours, and it's going to take you 4 hours and 30 minutes, and that means you're going to have to purchase a bit more time. And what are you going to do? Are you going to buy an extra 4 hours because you're only 30 minutes away? You're going to buy 7 days. Well, obviously you're going to buy 4 hours. So now that $4.99 is turned into nearly $10 when you could have got it for a week for $7.99. So it's one of them stupid ones. It's there to kind of catch you out and make you pay a little bit more. Well, that's my opinion. But as for the 7 days, $7.99, okay, that one's not too bad. To play for a week for £8, it's not too bad. You're talking about just over $1 a day. So I wouldn't complain about that if I wanted to go back and play Battlefield Bad Company or something like that. I don't mind paying $1 a day just for the week to get it out of my system. So I'm okay with that. But then you're looking at 30 days, $14.99, 90 days, $29.99. Now $29.99 for taking something for 90 days, I don't understand it. For $29.99, I want it forever. Now you're talking about the old games. Now you can go to a shop and purchase any of the games second-hand for less than $29.99, and you get to keep them, which isn't 90 days, it's forever, and you get to sell them, which means you get your money back. So these prices are just way too rich at the moment. I don't understand it behind it. I want smaller prices to encourage people, and it's this entire digital thing. I just don't understand it. Microsoft's is bad, Nintendo's is bad. You've got them on a shelf physical and they're going to be around 40 quid. Then you sell them as digital for 45 quid. But you want us to go digital. It makes sense, it makes the developers happy, it makes you happy. It don't necessarily make us, the consumers, happy because we can't sell them. So there's this thing, you're more happy if you're selling them digital, we're more upset. So then give us a price drop to make us a bit more happy and meet you in the middle, but they don't do it, and especially when it comes down to this PlayStation now. And the other thing I don't understand is, let's say you're going to get a game for 90 days, let's just say you want to play Battlefield, you want to play Call of Duty, let's just give a load of FPSs, so you're not going to get them for an hour, you're going to get them for a few weeks or so to get in and do a good bit of grinding. Well, you got $29.99 a game. So let's say you do that to 3 games, you're talking $90 straight away. Now for $90, I'm pretty damn sure you can get a second-hand PlayStation 3 and those games. So fair enough, it will work okay on one game, but as soon as you start saying I want 5, 6, 7, 8 games, it instantly becomes better to go out and physically buy it all again second-hand than it does to rent it. And the greatest thing is when you're bored of it all, flog it all. So I don't understand. And the other thing that gets on my nerves is the outcry on the internet of people going, I've read this the other day, somebody says, oh yeah, as soon as Xbox One's got backwards compatibility, I'll buy one. So I was like, well, that implies then you're on last gen. So you're playing them old games anyway. So you won't go next gen until those systems have backwards compatibility so you can play what you're playing already. Which, I can't fathom it. You're paying for this expensive console so you can play the new stuff. Why are you so worried about the old stuff? I've never really gone back and played old games. And don't get me wrong, if Microsoft or PlayStation bring the prices down, or whatever it is, and they do it 3 years down the line, I'll definitely go back and play Skate 3 or something like that. But doing it now, not a chance. You won't catch me doing it, and especially at these price tags. So as they say in the Dragon's Den, I don't like your numbers and I'm out. So yeah, it may sound like I'm bashing a bit against it, but out, that's what it is. You come here for my opinion. My opinion is that system is a bit crappy, but I have fallen that bit much in love with the PlayStation. I'm still not a massive fan because I can't see the games that are pulling me in at the moment. I would play it for Destiny, but obviously I'm going to get it on the Xbox because I just love my Xbox so much. But I did play Second Son, and I have to say it's the first time that controller made me go, it's really, really cool. So I'm starting to love my PlayStation that bit more. And also Joe's now forced the Wii U into my living space. So I see it more often now. So I think she's trying to go, start playing it. But I've been watching her play Mario Kart and it just looks absolutely awesome. But thanks to all these things around the background, my workload's been crazy at the moment, so I haven't been playing as much. Hopefully that can change and I can get some more gaming done. And now that's my bits out of the way, I can hopefully keep on top now. So as things come out, I'm just going to grab the camera, say my 2 cents. Friday night rants aren't going to be here just yet because I need to get to a more steadier workload so I can actually say, right, let's get all this and we'll talk about it on this day. At the moment it's going to be, when I get a second, I'm going to go to the camera, grab the camera, but I should be grabbing it a lot more. So I'm now off to carry on work, and then I'm going to go on top of that conservatory and burn my face. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers, bye.